I don't really know how exactly to start this video, but after the events happening recently, violence against cops and 5 innocent men and women being killed in acts that closely resemble terrorism, I can't just sit around and hope for the best and hope that things will sort them out, but I've got to try to do my part. First things first, I want social justice as much as the other guy. It breaks me down to see a grown man or woman being discriminated by the color of their skin or their religion or where they grew up or what social class or, wealth class they grew up in. It's not right. And no man or woman should ever have to experience that in their life. And although we have made good progress towards social equality, killing innocent police officers is not the answer. I don't know how anyone can go through their life thinking that killing random police officers is going to get rid of all the racist cops or bad cops or the cops that abuse their power. It's not going to work. It's not the right answer. And you're killing innocent men and women who have families, who try to make a difference in the community. I mean, if you look at these 5 people, I'm pretty sure most of them were doing something in their community and their lives were cut too short. They were doing a lot of good in this world. And just because one man put a blanket over all officers and just... I don't know what else to say. It infuriates me to think that cops has to go around now fearing for their lives more than ever. But me being in the Army, it feels like these are my brothers and sisters. I mean, obviously they're in the civilian world and we're more across borders, but I can't stand to see brothers and sisters dying. And for them to be killed on their home, where they work, it's just unacceptable. And for you that think, I know most of you here don't think this, but for you guys who think that putting a blanket over all cops will solve the problem, just take the analogy of having a crate of 1,000 apples, and people go up and they are just eating out this crate of 1,000 apples, and say there's 20 bad apples in there that will make people sick and hospitalize them, and say 2 people get sick from this crate of apples within maybe 200 apples of being eaten, and obviously this would make people mad, but taking random apples out of this crate, maybe 100 apples, and just stepping on them, just smashing these apples, that's not going to solve the problem. That's not going to help find those 20 bad apples. Killing random cops is not going to help find these corrupt police officers that you want to do, or whatever your goal was, or whatever his goal was. I mean, most of you would not go to that extreme lengths. But for even the ones doing violent acts against cops, look, I know it's frustrating. I know it's infuriating to have cops just kill innocent people or people who didn't deserve to die. Maybe they weren't innocent, but they didn't deserve to die, and I know that's terrible and that's wrong. But putting a blanket over cops and calling them all bad and going out into places like Baton Rouge, somewhere that's like 1 or 2 hours away from where I'm at right now. I could literally go drive and just go watch the riots right now. Or not the riots, but, the violence, basically, against cops. But just putting a blanket over all these cops and acting like every single cop is a bad cop and every single cop is racist when they're not is not going to solve the problem. You're making it worse. It's causing so much confusion that there's more resources being put guarding all cops and seeing who an enemy is and investigating who these attackers are, than putting resources in that could be used to investigate who corrupt cops are, or putting a system in place that'll help call out the good and bad police officers. Something that would really help bring social equality. But this is not the answer, and I'm sure a lot of you know that. And look, I know you want to make a difference, but the answer is not violence against police officers. Most of these police officers are good. They wake up in the morning and they try to make a difference in their community. They rose their right hand and took an oath to protect and serve, and I know a lot of them, I know some of them don't care about that oath. They just care about the paycheck, and they just care about making a living. But most of these cops, they do care about making a difference in their community. And I know the news doesn't show it that much. I don't know if I can blame the media for really showing good news, not showing good news, but a lot of police officers go out of their way to buy boots or just shoes for homeless people, or buy food for people who can't get out of their homes because maybe there's a curfew, or maybe the weather is just too bad for old people to go out and buy their own food. And these 5 cops, which I will make a video later on, like, to remember them, like every single one of those 5 police officers that died in Dallas, they were all making a difference in their community. I know one right off the bat that was making a difference, trying to get more rights for the LGBT community. Sorry, I had to go look it up because my mind is so fried right now. I forgot that simple organization's name. I forgot their freaking name. If it really means enough to you to show your support to police officers, there's a website that I saw that you could go to, and I guess you can help show your support. I haven't been to the website. I don't even know the URL, but I'll try to find it, and if I do find it, I guess I'll put a link in the description. Maybe I'll put an annotation like on the screen. But if you're a parent and you're watching this and you have kids, one thing that would really mean a lot, I don't know where you would send these letters or whatever, but you could have your kids write a letter showing their support to these police officers who were fearing for their lives, especially in Dallas. Like, anything could happen there. I mean, I don't want to get too off track and take too much of your time, but if you're a teacher or a principal or a superintendent, I know personally, those letters mean a lot. Those style of letters mean a lot to soldiers. I've never got one personally, but it warms your heart knowing that a young generation of Americans care about you and what you're sacrificing, when much of America is distracted by small things like iPhones and freaking, I don't even know what else. But I just had to get that off my chest. It's been bothering me all week. Every time I go look at the news, it's just nothing but those police officers and nothing but violence against the good police officers. And I know there's bad police officers in those mix, and they do deserve to have justice put against them. And if we all work together in this, nothing can stop us from getting what they deserve, getting justice. Imagine if we were all doing the right thing, we can make the world a much better place than what it is right now. And I know things look grim right now, but they can turn around. It all starts with one person, and one person can turn into 10 people. And I know 10 people can do a lot of good. But I do think that's the end of this video. I'm still going to make that video to remember those men and women's lives, just so they can be solidified somewhere else on the internet or in the books and history books, just their memories, because it's been bothering me a lot to hear what's been going on. And if you want to carry on this discussion, you can express your views down below. I just asked everyone, if there is people expressing their views down below in the comments, to respect everyone, no matter how messed up they look. Just tell them, hey, I think this is wrong, I disagree with this, and just move on. There's nothing much we can really do to change someone's mind, especially if we're just have a knife to their throat, just saying that this is wrong, you have to change your mind now. That's not going to work. Good morning, good evening, and good night, depending on where you're at. That is the end of the video, and I hope you have a better tomorrow. Until next time, Vale.